Right, I'm good.
Good morning, Mayor Adler, City Council members. I'm Dylan Schubitz, Austin Housing Authority. I'm here to tell you how to empty your homeless shelters today. We all know that homelessness is a crisis for the people who experience it and increasingly for the citizens of Austin. We all know, because I've seen all of you outside during the point in time count every January. Mayor Adler, you were with me the last 2 years under the flyovers in Mopac, talking to people who are living outside, sleeping rough, and experiencing the dangers of living in the streets. There's over 1,100 people sleeping outside. There's another 1,000 sleeping in shelters and transitional housing every night, and they're stuck there. They can't get out. There's nowhere for them to go. There's no means to get them out. We've got a $30 million shortfall on permanent housing funding. So these people languish in shelters. You've just purchased a new shelter. You're about to open it in the next couple of years. And when those people enter the shelter, we need to help them, and you know this, we all know this. We need to help them get out of shelter quickly and into permanent housing as quickly as possible. These people in shelters are victims of domestic violence, families with young children, veterans who've served our country. These are people with disabilities who are medically fragile. And the best thing about my proposal today is that we already have the money for this. This won't cost the taxpayers a single dime beyond what we already have. So for all these people in shelters, the domestic violence victim who's taken her child to the Safe Alliance, that shelter is full. They are at capacity. Safe continually tells the community, if you are not at imminent risk of death, we cannot provide you shelter, and they're turned away. Those people who are in the shelter need to be moved out quickly, and we can do this with a simple one-time financial windfall to the families who are living in domestic violence shelters. We can provide that one-time windfall to pay for security deposits and utility deposits to provide a barrier to entry to permanent housing. This is an opportunity that the City of Austin cannot pass up. We have a reliable source of funding. It's been there for years, and we've overlooked it. We can take this money, provide the windfall for these families so they can get out of shelter, free up space, relieve the bottleneck, and get people inside, rather than languish in the stressful and traumatic setting of emergency shelters. So the council and the taxpayers of Austin, the voters of Austin, should be commended for passing the $250 million affordable housing bond. The great thing about the affordable housing bond is that it will develop rental units for low-income people. It'll provide home repair assistance for low-income people to help stay in their homes. And the home investment partnership money can do things that the affordable housing bond cannot. The affordable housing bond cannot pay direct financial assistance to people experiencing homelessness. The stated goal of the home investment partnership money, or HOME, is to provide that direct financial support. That support comes in the form of home ownership programs, home repair programs, and housing development, just like the affordable housing bond. There's an incredible redundancy. The affordable housing bond can provide, is expected to provide $24 million in housing development assistance to housing developers to build low-income housing in the first year. In that same year, the city has planned to spend home money in the amount of $600,000 for the same purpose. We've essentially decided to sprinkle a garnish of home funds on top of a heaping plate of steak and potatoes that is the affordable housing bond for the same purpose. We can divert that home money for rental housing development to one-time financial assistance for people experiencing homelessness. For less than $2,000 per family, we can get them out of shelter and into permanent housing. Home money is also being spent on home buyer assistance. The city expects to assist 47,000, they expect to serve one family, one home buyer with $47,000 to purchase a home. For that same money, we can serve no less than 23 homeless families and get them out of shelter and into housing. And who does that money go to for home buyer assistance? It goes to people like me. Literally people like me. I have received home buyer assistance from the City of Austin. The City of Austin is choosing to assist young 30-somethings, recently divorced, good credit, no debt, to purchase housing, to purchase real estate on Austin's east side. You can continue to make that choice, or you can choose to assist families getting out of, to get out of homeless shelter and into permanent housing. All we have to do is to choose how much we want to divert from home buyer assistance, from rental housing development that we already have sufficient funding for, and all we have to do is choose. Do we want to help hundreds of families exit homelessness, or do we want to help thousands?